Update. I think my girlfriend is ashamed of me and is trying to hide our relationship. This past weekend we went to a small get-together, outdoors, socially distanced, with her roommates, where a few people I had never met before would be there. Showing up, she introduced me by my first name, not as her boyfriend. I wasn't upset, but I knew I had to confront her after we got home. So I did. I didn't make it into a big deal. I just calmly told her what I was noticing about her not actively showing that we were together, and that I wasn't angry but just wanted to ask if something was up. She tells me that in the back of her mind she knows she may not find a job after school in the city we live in, and since we hadn't talked about what would happen with us, she just kept it on her mind. I reassured her I wanted to keep seeing her seriously, she feels the same, and we will cross that bridge when we get to it. This was holding her back a bit, but she told me everyone back home, her parents and her friends, know about me. The catch, they don't know we have the label of BF/GF, just that I am important to her. The good news is she wants to stay together exclusively and seriously, and apologized multiple times for making me feel hidden. The bad news is she told me yes you can call me your girlfriend, but never clearly said yes I will publicly call you my boyfriend from now on. I know that sounds like a nitpicky thing, but it was enough to prevent me from feeling a full 100% after our talk. I never got a super clear answer on why she hasn't posted me on social media. For me I don't care a whole lot about it. But, it is something I am still going to keep an eye on to see if her actions change after our talk, or if she continues to hide me on it. I honestly do feel a bit better. There is no one else she is seeing and we are still together. The rest of our weekend was great. But I am not fully convinced her actions are going to change. I don't feel like this is a deal breaker yet, but I guess I still need some outside perspectives. Thanks for the continued advice y'all. Kiss. Sounds like she is less committed to the relationship than you. So she said that you could call her your GF. Take pic. Post it on your social media, tagging her as your GF. Honestly, I think that if she doesn't change after this talk something bad is going on. You need to ask her if she is going to start calling you her boyfriend. If not, most likely she is planning to have you only as her boyfriend while she is in school. She has no plans on staying with you when she moves away. Think of it as a long summer fling for her. If you are cool with it then stay, if not tell her thanks for the memories and leave. The fact that the girlfriend didn't say she'll refer to OP as her boyfriend really stick out to me. OP, please keep this in mind. OP, I do feel like this is something worth talking about with your girlfriend. Also, tell her how it makes you feel. I'll add this a new comment. OP, if you feel that she should refer to you as her boyfriend, you should tell her that, and if she doesn't then you'll do it. I do feel that she should, especially with the fact that you told her how you noticed she hides you. I'm glad you brought it up and are feeling a bit better about it. I feel ashamed of my husband being a stay-at-home dad. I'm the breadwinner, and by breadwinner I mean we can get our bills paid so we're not rolling in it or anything. My husband basically refuses to work. We've been together 16 years and I can't even remember him holding a job for more than a couple of months, and the jobs he has had are basically minimum wage. Here's the thing though, he takes care of the house. He cooks, does laundry, dishes, yard, etc. I don't ever worry about any of these things, but I do have to take care of any errands, shopping, things for our kid, etc. Also our kid is 13-year-old, so there's no reason to have a stay-at-home parent. And when it comes to school functions, sports, etc. for the 13-year-old, I end up taking care of it because we only have one car. I never know what to say when people ask me what my husband does. He works from home. Doing a thing. So Ida for being embarrassed of him? Why not say he's a stay-at-home dad or homemaker? If he can only get crap low-income jobs, no wonder he's not motivated, more so if there's no real need for him to do it. Have you guys thought about him going back to school so he could get a better job? Yes, repeatedly, and he's always yeah I'm totally for it, but he never actually does anything to get it done. And there is a need for him to work, which is incredibly frustrating to me. I have to scrimp and save, and I drive Uber in the weekends. I guess I don't say he's a stay-at-home dad because why? Our kid is old enough to look after himself. And it's not like husband is involved in the school or helping with homework or anything. But that's also why I feel like I'm an AH. If he was a woman, that description would probably fly. But I work in a largely male-dominated industry and I just think I'm embarrassed to tell other men that. Or tell girls whose husbands have good jobs and take care of them. You drive Uber? So basically, you have 2 jobs outside the home and he has 0. Nope, you're not the AH. He should be the one driving Uber on the weekends to help out with household income. He should be driving Uber daily if he doesn't have a job, to be honest. They have 1 car. I would suggest for the husband to drive her to work, then get his workday started, then pick her up at the end. The point of working Ubering should be how convenient it is for the client and worker. I don't think you're the AH for wanting him to get a job, but you are the AH for being embarrassed that he's a stay-at-home dad. I agree with this. Just cause the kid's 13 doesn't mean that instantly disqualifies the father from being a stay-at-home dad. Introducing Newscaster Vocalizer is a new first-of-its-kind, groundbreaking app, which allows you to generate full-featured voiceovers from any text using direct access to Amazon-powered Newscaster Vocalizer without spending thousands of dollars. Just select a language and voice, paste your text, click a button, and it's done. I mean, not really, but if it really is that big of a deal, you might want to talk to him about it. I have. He basically brushes me off. Like, yeah, okay. I know, like a freaking teenager. Sounds like he may also be embarrassed about his role but may not see any way to change it. He may be shutting you down like that to avoid having to address something that does bother him but can't come up with any way to change it that doesn't degrade him further. You may try approaching him sideways. Start talking about being a little stressed about how much money you are bringing in, and maybe some things that both of you wish you had or could afford. Try to get him to come up with solutions to that issue without making it obvious what you are really doing is pushing him to get a job. Leave it up to him to offer a solution to the finances problem. Eventually he should bring up the fact that he can find a way to bring in more money. If that doesn't happen, if he seems to ignore the fact that he can do that, you may need to be more direct about it. The lack of motivation could be signs of depression. Have you talked to him about therapy? Many people don't realize that low-grade depression can be persistent for years, even decades. This was my though too. That's exactly what it sounds like. Finding him a job would probably make him feel better and more accomplished as well, as long as he can get the help he needs to get there. That's the type of response you give when you want to avoid confronting difficult feelings, and when you feel guilty about not being able to change them. The issue seems to go deeper than simply not wanting to work. There's something behind that aversion to it. He sounds agoraphobic. Does he have trouble meeting friends for a beer or going to family functions? Agoraphobia doesn't always mean they can't go outside. Someone I know can only go to a place they have been before and not alone. It has very much limited what they can do career-wise and friend-wise. He may not want to tell anyone if it is anxiety keeping him at home. He's actually super friendly. Way more sociable than I am when we do go out, but he doesn't really make any plans to go anywhere or anything. Nothing is going to change as long as you allow this to continue. I'm not certain how you elevate past this point, but how will he ever be motivated to change when the fridge is always full, bills always paid, couch always comfortable? Maybe tell him he has to start paying at least 2 of the bills and then stop paying them immediately. Tell him you won't work Uber on the weekends. Let him know your boundaries and that he needs to make some changes immediately. I'm saying this from the perspective of the female breadwinning partner in a very imbalanced relationship. Someone in another sub said to me he's not going to change sitting on the couch. That stuck with me. I don't have kids, so it's a bit easier, but I really feel your pain. I hope it gets better for you. I like the idea of assigning bills, but would be worried that whatever service it is will get cut off. Maybe Netflix or something without much concern. I'd start with things that aren't necessities. Luxuries. Like the internet/cable and Netflix. It needs to be a meaningful bill, but one you can live without. You've got to want to be saving for your child's future education. Maybe help him get a car. What about retirement? With 2 incomes, your work ethic would be paying off in these areas right now. Without it, you're just maintaining until your body can no longer support your work ethic. I can't imagine you can do this for another 10 years. Is this relationship worthwhile to you? I don't know, honestly. It's one of those where we've been together a long time, so we have a lot of history. Some days yes, some days no. Worldwide comments of the day: thank you for your service and you sound like a good man. I'm sad for what happened to you. Please take care of your kids. I wish I could tell you the hurt goes away and it gets better, but going on 8 years after divorce and I still hurt once in a while. The hurt fades, but still hurts. So many stories like this. It isn't your fault, man. Sorry you have been put through this. A man's dedication should mean more than this. Thanks for your service. Damn. Worst pain in the world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more interesting and relatable Reddit videos.